Welcome back to this Money Control live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Nandita Khemka.
And I'm Yatin Mota.
Well, Yatin, a day clearly dominated by the bulls once again. Another record close for both the Sensex and the Nifty. The Sensex, of course, has scaled Mount 65,000 and the Nifty, of course, has breezed past that 19,300 level as well. What's leading to the up move is the strength in the PSU banking index. That index was up somewhere on 3.5%. Yeah. Aside of that, energy basket, given the fact that we saw a healthy rally come in on shares like Reliance Industries, BPCL and all the other oil and gas counters, metals also among the top gainers. If you look at some of the few losers, IT wasn't doing all that well as a pocket. Autos, of course, after the June sales weren't as good as expected, that was under the weather. Pharma was another one that was, out of bounds today. If you look at some of the stocks, Tata Motors, that stock has clocked in a healthy EV sales for the month of June, and on the back of that, that stock clocked a good up move, but I think it did cool off. It had hit 600 rupees on the share price and hit a fresh 52-week high. Another stock that made a fresh 52-week high was ITC, that stock around 460 levels or thereabouts. Among other gainers, you had the likes of BPCL, Reliance Industries, as I mentioned, Bajaj Finance, ITC, and on the flip side, Sun Pharma, Power Grid, Bajaj Auto, Nestle and Maruti. On the mid-cap end of the markets, also quite a few banking movers, given the fact that, Q1 updates have been trickling in and some of the banks have been reacting to that as well. BSE, on the other hand, on the buyback proposal news, was up somewhere around 8%. You have L&T Finance, that stock was gaining on the back of news that, Sudipta Roy will be becoming the MD and CEO from January 2024 as the current MD and CEO retires. But, let's take a look at the stocks on our radar this afternoon. Yatin, you have HDFC Bank on your radar.
Yes. So, Nandita, if you look at HDFC Bank, clearly a star performer in trade today. In fact, Big Boy Reliance Industries and HDFC Bank, all of them really took the markets up and above. Now, if you look at the overall news in HDFC Bank, weekend they had a board meeting, and July 13 is when they have fixed the X date wherein the merger of HDFC Limited will be done in HDFC Bank. Now, if you look at HDFC Bank, a lot of brokerages have been paying attention of late. In fact, Morgan Stanley today has a buy rating on the stock with a target in excess of 2,100 rupees. Now, if you look at HDFC Bank, obviously the growth which is anticipated moving ahead is the key reason why Morgan Stanley believes that a target of 2,110 is achievable, which means that from the current market price, a 400 rupees upside is possible. The compounder, HDFC Bank is, still a momentum play and at attractive valuations. Stock trades at 16 times 1 year forward EPS and 20% below 15-year mean. So, valuation wise, there is a lot of comfort according to Morgan Stanley, and they say that the kind of tailwinds that the company has in terms of deposit growth, customer growth, more branch addition, aggressive expansion plan will probably drive the earnings from here on. So, HDFC Bank still is one of the top picks when it comes to the private sector bank. Today, the stock closed by nearly 1% higher.
All right, HDFC Bank on your radar, but given the fact that HDFC Bank has underperformed Nifty over the last 3 years or so, but now that the merger is out of the way, experts believe that HDFC Bank, the likes of HDFC Bank will start participating in the rally, and then, of course, there is no bounds as to where the markets are headed.
True.
But on that note, let's take a look at one stock that's on my radar today. It's BSE, the stock exchange. Shares rallied over 8% or thereabouts after, the company will be considering a share buyback proposal on the 6th of July. Remember last time the company did a buyback, that was somewhere around 2019. It was a 460 crore rupee buyback. This is some bit of news that we will be watching out for. Of course, there's been a spate of good news for BSE, given the fact that NSE has, had scrapped its plan to move the Bank Nifty F&O expiry to Friday. Now, remember, BSE had relaunched its derivative contract, and BankX and Sensex expiry was kept on Friday, just to spruce up volumes and to ensure that there is no stiff competition where volumes are concerned. But now that NSE has scrapped it, that means, there will be no intense competition and volumes will not be lost.
And I think the reason why they are doing a buyback, Nandita, is the fact that they sold shares of CDSL recently. So, they are sitting on a healthy pile of cash, and they will be probably looking the money that they receive from the CDSL stake sale returning it back to the shareholders. So a good momentum play, BSE, and as Nandita was mentioning, the fact that the stock has been in focus of late is because NSE and BSE will have expiry on similar days, and moving ahead probably there could be some shift in volumes in favor of BSE.
Right, and if you look at the stock, it's up somewhere around 20% on YTD basis. But over the last 1 year or so, it has underperformed its sector. That means it gives it more room to rally going forward. Well, those were some of the stocks that were on our radar this afternoon. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Closing Bell. I'll be back with the markets at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow, so don't forget to tune in. And if you have any comments, send them in to us in the comment section below. But for now, it's a goodbye from me and Yatin. Thanks a lot for watching.